Hello. Um, Welcome. So, yeah, last time we worked on getting waypoints rendered, and we had been kicking the can down the road for red CI. And it's like the images we draw kind of at in Ubuntu, what is it, 2404 versus the images we draw in 2204 are different by a fair bit. Um, which to me is odd, but I guess it's not odd in the graphics land. And I was trying to read about how do you other people do it, and I came across this, and I was like, wait a minute, I might as well read this on stream. So let's read it. Um, Backstory: This guy's a graphics engineer, has had a smattering of experience with tests, from none at all to more, but um, yeah, let's read. So didn't feel like the team practice and process around testing graphics feature were very good, at least to them. There were essentially golden tests for each feature, all testing for exact output image rendered by the game engine. That's like what I've got. I will describe the basic workflow to some new features in the new section. Quite an extreme process, but many developers use at least partially similar testing strategies. This caused me to literally hate all kinds of tests. But after some time working with teams somewhat more experienced in terms of engineering practice and code health culture, I got to love well-designed tests, and I think I can dissect one by how approach A could have been improved. Yeah, in the next section, I'm going to compare the approach A with approach B, example of how a graphics feature could be tested, and then by comparing both approaches, analyze between a good and a bad test. Yeah, how it shouldn't be done. Tech artist programmer creates a new level. Virtual camera is placed in the world, and script is set up to take a screenshot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're better than that already. Any test failure after submission is submits are blocked for the whole team. That's your process broken. Um, yeah, 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 yeah. You finally decided to write some tests. Okay, so they're doing it test after, but that's fine. Yeah. For every behavior, you verify the output procedurally from your code. Apart from checking the actual behavior, blah, blah, test failures. Add code printing as much information as possible. Yeah. So instead of golden tests, test the interplay that we have with OpenGL, which I would agree is probably better. Um, yeah, you can't really say procedurally with code that it looks right. Are you doing weird things? Yeah, eyeballing doesn't help it. You could abstract this away with helpers in your testing framework, but that's fine. Um, Tests should be good tests, yes. End-to-end and unit testing, understanding the breakages, get a good error out of tests our code, treat them like such. Test updates separated from changes, code seals. Yeah. Don't do this. Hey, they mentioned TDD. Regarding how features can be tested. Ask. Yep. Yep. Performance, yeah. Sanitizers and fuzzing, yay. T-SAN, lovely. +1. So yeah, golden tests are okay to a point, and then it's really more about mocking out OpenGL and verifying we're doing the right bindings and things. Like saying that out loud, that's really coupled to OpenGL, which is probably what we're going to use on all platforms. But yeah, if we had a layer of abstraction where there's like a specific wrapper for graphics library, we could deal with it better, but we don't have that, and we don't need that until we have more than one. Um, I don't think we'll get too much by forcing ourselves to add this arbitrary layer first, if we're never gonna work with DirectX or Vulkan or other stuff. So especially because like the application code is really GL coupled already. Let's not worry about that. Okay. Um, and yet in my head I'm like, it would be really helpful if we had golden tests that were still not crap. Um, maybe we won't do golden tests for every feature, but certainly the high level stuff like rendering a room, I want it to at least be close. Okay. First and foremost, we have a diff here. We fixed a bug, number 13. We should add a test. We should add a test. Let's add a test. All right. So build 2D maps. Yeah. You don't unbind your texture either. Oh, well, let's add a test. We'll put it back to int for now. Here's the fix. We run the test. We're in green, like we're the tests are passing right now. Internal format is 4. Yuck. Yuck. Now, all this documentation says GLU this, GLU that, but it's actually, at least for our bindings library, it's just GL dot whatever. Um, why are we blocking the render thread on this pull? I mean, we shouldn't, but uh, pulling from Pixar here will block the render thread on disk IO. We should be pulling the pixels first, then passing them over to the render. I think, but what do I know? So package sprite test import testing uh, test test build 2D map usage. Sorry, I'm gonna have to take a quick break. Be right back. Um, we're gonna have to mock out or dependency inject the GLU thing, but that's fine for now. We should not look at the code under tests. We should just make sure that when we do a sprite sheet load, that we build bitmaps and we do it right. Okay. So sheet is a new sheet, and then we might need to do a with queue, I think. With queue. So you can run things on queue. And then we're going to say sheet dot load test data slash test sprite. Okay, we need a prefactor to put that in test data, but for now, let's just write the high level test. It should be like a load test sprite, I guess. Yeah. We might need to do a lot of work to test this properly. I don't like that. Load sprite. Okay. This should be like given a sprite manager. Okay. Manager is given a sprite manager over the queue. Manager dot load sprite. The test sprite. Um, if error not nil, panic font error f couldn't load sprite test sprite. No. And then we're gonna have to like use dependency injection for this manager thing. That's fine. Um, if sheet is nil, t dot fail dot a nil sheet mac. This returns a sprite manager. Now, did we break because of things? No, we broke here because the bindings were unset. Alright, so we're going to do a um, deprecated, or like just warn about it. Render test builder. Um, deprecated with GL for a test. So I want it to fail for the right reasons. Right now it seems like that's not the right reason. State leakage, sure. But it was a segmentation violation on this. Good, good, good. Hooray. So the sprite objects are kind of lazy in that they don't actually have to have had the um, sprite loaded yet. If there wasn't a cache hit, then we unlock defer locking, say load shared sprite on the render queue. We're given a render queue. Do we pass it in a make sheet there and there? And then we spawn a go routine that takes a render queue interface. So no, we don't purge there. So we're gonna need to purge the queue as well. Make sure to purge the queue in case queued jobs should. Make sure to purge the queue to run any queued jobs that could be broken. We're going to do it explicitly here. I think the wrappers do it for us, but I want to do it here so that the stack trace points here. It'll be a better error, I think. Okay, this is a failing test because this is segfaulting. It's segfaulting pretty deterministically, I imagine. Just build 2D MIP maps usage. So that should like keep failing. Nice. That's a good red test, I think. A few comments here, but yeah. So git commit um, test. Make sure we. This is not build test the usage. This is test load sprite. Test manager load sprite. Test. Make sure sprite manager can load a sprite. Odd that we weren't able to notice that before, but again, it's this like duplication of sprite manager between glop and haunts that do slightly different things, but mostly overlapping. All right, let's green it. Um, there. Look at that greenness. Look at that. Okay, ACK for other calls to build 2D maps. We should check all of these. They're probably need unsigned byte, but they're getting int. Also, what is this for? Can we... For is a bit magic for my taste. Is there a symbolic value to use instead? I should hope. But it is a green. We've greened it. Okay. Tools dangling today? Yeah, good. Oop. Make font. Fix. Don't crash. Use the right. The pixel data is the pixel data comes from an image RGBA, so it's bytes, not ints. Now, where else do we use it? $10, 58. Oh, hey, Idiot Coder. Welcome back. Thanks for the follow. How you doing? Yeah, this is also unsigned byte. Why is GUI widgets building 2D maps? I'll tell you why. Because they're doing it wrong. And they like to do it wrong. Um, to do. Reuse texture manager things here instead of re-rolling. Not rolling. Yeah, Idiot Coder, if you're here, we're working on fixing up this bug in the library, and then we're gonna look at improving our tests um, for haunts, because right now we have these like golden tests. We render these images and we do like a fuzzy comparison, but um, we're gonna need to do it different because they're just too different right now. The core difference is because the CI runs on Ubuntu 22.04 and I'm running 24.04. And so we have different versions of Mesa and the OpenGL stack. So I think that's the source of the differences, and I've been able to reproduce the difference with a local Docker container running 22.04. Um, but I want to find a way to make them not different. X or misuse. How do you spell misuse? Yeah. And then this 4 is bugging me. I don't like it. Um, it's like old school GLU errors if it's not 1, 2, 3, or 4. But what does 4 mean? I mean, I guess it's whatever the internal format for textures ought to be. So if we do a it's not build 2D maps. It's we can't really jump into what it's doing. Um, it's like texture data text image 2D. So yeah, this internal format. It's GL RGBA. Can we confirm that that's a 4? Not quite. Yeah. Well, you know what we can do? We can just change it and see how much it breaks. Build 2D maps. The numeric values 1, 2, 3, and 4 may also be used to specify the above representations, namely luminance, luminance alpha, GL-RGB, and GL-RGBA. So I bet they remap 4 to GL-RGBA on their way in, but let's test. Then the GLU one. Yeah. So those match. Hey, that's good enough for me. Clean. Prefer a symbolic constant to a hard-coded number. Okay, let's push this. Um, we're gonna update glop and use the updated glop. If this tests, I'm gonna commit and push, and then dig into the golden test problems. Or maybe I'll just commit. The push isn't really necessary. Update glop. Okay, so let's be somewhat disciplined, organized with this. Um, golden image tests are failing in CI, seemingly because of Ubuntu 2204 versus 2404 graphics stack differences. So maybe we should just make ourselves depend on the same version, regardless of which Ubuntu we're on. Is that even a thing you can do? Uh, let's repro first. Um, make a way to more easily repro that 2204 is from 2404. Come on, fingers. Come on, fingers. Oh god. Alright. That's a good goal. Vector tools, containerized tests or something. I forget what I needed that for. Yeah, it's in there, but okay. What's the high level thing we're trying to do? We're trying to make it easy to say like run a container that uses Ubuntu 2204 and uh, tries to build and run the tests. Um, we could mint a new Ubuntu image with the dependencies baked in and refer to it, which I think makes sense. Um, I want to think of a good name for what this style is. It's like uh, containerized tests or something. I don't know. I'll be right back. I need more coffee. So yeah, what do we want to call these like testing images? Um, so maybe here we can make a Docker file and use that instead. I think AppVeyor lets you uh, does AppVeyor let you specify your own Docker image to build against? Uh, Wait, they need to upgrade their stuff. Don't do that. Huh? I did not know that. Um, am I not signed in? Oh, I'm signed in to ci.appveyor.com, but not appveyor.com. That's fine. Um, so there's two things. There's what image do we use in CI? And then there's what image do we use right now? I would prefer. Hold on. Whew. Let's not worry about how do we super optimize the AppVeyor build. Um, we can still do the run this stuff uh, every time we run an AppVeyor test. We can use the same script and just run it on a base Ubuntu 2204. I'm just wondering if we can just reference AppVeyor's uh, image. So, not that I see. That's fine. We shall roll our own. Victor. Oh. Say, in this project, we're gonna make dir custom image, or like, yeah, make dir okay. How do I Docker again? It's like I need to use a base image. Docker file base image from, and then there's like Ubuntu 2204 probably. Oh, this one. No. This one. Ubuntu. What we're gonna do is run the install build dependencies.sh, and then we're done. So when I Docker build, I want to say from Ubuntu 2204, copy install build dependencies.sh to slash run install build dependencies, and then I think we're done. Okay, so podman build -f custom image Docker file with dot. Okay, we don't have run user 1000 yet. Need to hide my keystrokes. Thank you, please. And then sudo chown tmaki sudo chmod 700. So it should be just me, right? Do all that. This seems to be working. Do I care that we're gonna have like a cached apt-get update? I don't care. This needs to change. Term is not set, so the dialog front end is not usable. Yeah, falling back to front end relined. We need a way to set up TZ data without any kind of interactive nonsense. Okay. Ubuntu install tz data without prompt. I mean, it's probably just an apt-get install -y. Dev front end non-interactive. Hello. Yaya Mill. How are you doing? It's probably this. In the Docker file, they're actually doing it, but yeah, Debian front end is not interactive. I think that belongs in the install dependencies.sh. I'm doing well. Haunts is it's going to be a game. Right now it is broken, but so is everything that is in development, right? Everything is broken in development until it's released, and then it's just less broken. But yeah, Haunts is a Golang game, or a game written in Golang. Uh, I found it by way of this, but basically, a long time ago, there was a Kickstarter. It got funded, but the project still failed. And then, kind of at the end, it's fixing time now. Yeah. But at the end of their project, they kicked all the source code onto GitHub, and we're like, well, we're not going to finish it, but somebody else can try. And then, here comes me 12 years later. This is a cool project. Maybe I can fix it. And so here we are. But yeah, uh, yeah, I can do that. Um, what really got me was it became even more bizarre when even the original author claimed he can't bring the code base to compile. I was like, really? How broken could it be? Turns out, pretty broken. So I've been trying to unbreak it for a while now. But yeah, I'm doing some kind of infrastructure things at the moment because I've got tests that run locally and they're great, and tests that run remotely and they're mostly great, except they make different images. So my test fails in CI. So I'm trying to address that. That's cool. And then the solution will be open source. Yep. And everything's open source along the way. You can check out my GitHub. It's the Haunts repo. Uh, if you wanna dust off your Golang skills and submit PRs, I'm more than happy. Uh, oh, this is interesting. They know to look at AppVer. Oh, that's so handy. I didn't know that GitHub had this integration. I like seeing at a glance whether CI is green or red on GitHub, but I didn't know that they knew to look in AppVer to uh, check the progress or the status. That's awesome. Good job, GitHub. But yeah, code's there. Have a look if you want. Right now, I'm only building and testing on Ubuntu 24.04, but yeah, we hope to support more platforms moving forward. But um, when I say we, I mean me. I don't think anyone else is working on it right now. But yeah, check it out then. Cool. Yeah, if it doesn't build for you or doesn't at least start up for you, let me know. File a bug. I'll try and fix it. You can be like one of the first pre-alpha testers. I'm curious, are you into test-driven development, or what brought you to the stream? Where was I? I think that's what I do. I'm gonna have to find that page again. No, not these. Sorry, trying to find the Stack Overflow. There we go. Debian underscore front end is non-interactive. That's why we copy paste from other people, because I spelt it wrong. So if we export that, it'll be present for this command and this command. Hooray. Um, let's call it podman build, to be honest. Podman build sh. And then hopefully this doesn't prompt me. Found you while scrolling through the dev category on Twitch. Nice. Yeah, I like to do that too. There's always somebody up to something. And I find the dev category is a lot more like maybe friendly or welcoming than some of the other channels. You're a developer, but never done any Golang. More on the web side of things. Oh, nice. Yeah, I used to work on Chrome. You didn't happen to you don't happen to use any of the performance APIs like uh, performance resource timing or performance. It's been a while. I can't remember all the APIs or any of the web.dev Core Web Vitals. I was on the team that worked on Core Web Vitals, which is a really cool project. Oh, nice. How many times? It would have been 2019 through 2022, something like that. So it's been a while now, but the web is still here. All right, good. We have a non-prompting install dependencies.sh. That's an improvement. So let's commit it. Fix. Don't prompt when install dependencies. Switching. It's not. I didn't really do TDD. I'm gonna fix that. I've been trying to track like how uh, how honest I've been with TDD, and yeah, this change was not really a TDD change, but that's fine. We can at least track that it wasn't. All right, so now we have an install build dependencies sh that won't prompt us. We have a custom image Docker file that will let us reproduce some image. I think I want to maybe we can tag it. Uh, do I have a Docker Hub account? Like a personal one? We're about to find out. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, let's reject all those cookies. I do have a hub. What's 101 To Do app? Almost 5 years ago. Docker file? This must be must have been me learning Docker. Why? Ooh. Let's skip the guide. Okay, so I don't have any tags pushed, so that's why there's no Docker file, because there's nothing to look at. Maybe we can remove this. I'm not on Docker Hub very often these days, so I don't know what to do, but I feel like we ought to be able to delete a thing. Huh? Oh, look. See ya. Delete the repository forever. Thank you. Alright. Control caffeine storm, none spacing or dashing or dotting, slash haunts custom build image. Yeah. Feature. Add a Docker file to build a 2204 image. Build image. Nope. Not doing TDD right now. That's fine. Um, I still have keystrokes on, so do I have Docker installed? Yeah, Docker. Let me do this in another window so that I don't accidentally dox myself. Sorry. Be right back. I'm just working on authenticating to Docker Hub and pushing an image. But I'm doing it on a separate screen so that I don't leak my keys. What are we doing? Install. An image does not exist locally with that tag. What? I guess Podman and Docker have different image repositories, so Podman push. Uh, well, Podman tag caffeine storm haunts custom build Docker IO caffeine storm haunts custom build image. Yeah, and then we'll try to push the one to Docker IO. Oh, Docker images. Hold on, why? If I list all the Docker images, I don't see Haun's custom build image. Sure. Requested access to the resource is denied. Is this that I'm not authenticated? Help. Oh, we need something like this. Maybe? Registry auth file. Yeah. Just I would have expected Podman to have a way to log in. Like it's supposed to be a drop-in replacement for Docker. That being said, oh, log in. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Um, how set auth. Okay, I'm gonna create a new token. Whizzle. Podman. Expiration date. Yeah, 90 days. 30 days. Read and write. I'm not gonna generate it on stream. uh, oops. I might have just leaked it by alt-tabbing. Revoke it. Revoke it! How am I gonna do this? That's how we do it. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly generate a token, and I don't want to accidentally leak out what the token is. And the way for me to do that is to not show my screen. Okay. GPG. I also want to save this token somewhere instead of forgetting it forever. And I'm going to do that by GPG encrypting a file with a password. Symmetric encrypt. Docker.io pat. Okay. So hopefully I don't leak that key anywhere. Bring us back online here. And then, Podman. Push. Caffeine Storm. Okay. Now we're going to use this image and hopefully we can run the tests, but we'll see. The joys of Docker, we get to wait while a ton of things are sent every which way, but at least I can run it, and then remove it interactively. But I also want to mount a volume dot on haunts. We'll run bash. Oh yeah, we need to specify an image name. Docker.io caffeine storm custom build image. Yeah. Sweet. Okay, so here we are inside the container. We ought to be able to run the tests. we don't have make. So here comes the fun of all this. Okay, we probably want make. Probably build essential too. So apt-get update install build essential and make. I probably turn my keystrokes back on too. Oop. Yes, get all that. Thank you. Okay, now what? We don't have xvfb run. Apt get install xvfb. xvfb. Yeah. Let's try again. No go. Okay, yeah. The way to install Go is not with apt. We have to do things like download the we have to download the source distribution, really. That's the way to do it. It's not, it's a binary distribution. What am I saying? But we will copy this link address and do we have wget in the container? No, we don't. We have it in haunts though. Or sorry, in my local machine. We want to quote this. Does that do what I want it to do? I bet it's yeah. Okay, that was just the wget output. File. Yeah. So then it's here already. So if we do we don't have wget and we don't have curl, do we? No. So let's get curl. Get install curl. It's really like curl this URL, and this needs the -o. Where does it put it by default? /go. So yeah, tar-xf that, but first go to user local. Right, so if we do a tar-c user local, so it's not on the path yet, but user local go ought to be a thing, and it is. The installation instructions say path should include user local go bin. Okay. Uh, path is path user local go bin. Do they prepend it? They append it. Okay. Cool. And then we probably want to make that stick. So like uh, home. It's like Etsy profile, right? Etsy profile. Sorry, I need to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay. Uh, Etsy profile.d. When I run bash as root, oh, that's root? Yeah. What is this? MESGN. Oh. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I guess one should do that. Messages in. Okay. Uh, like I could append to root bashrc, but I kind of want to do it for um, whoever starts a shell. So I think that is Etsy profile and or Etsy profile.d, but I would just want to verify that. There should be a spot where this like sources it, and it doesn't. Hmm. Uh, I can look at my local one. System-wide profile for the born shell, born compatible shells. This tells me that profile.d everything is included if Etsy profile is included. Um, is Etsy profile always sourced? Is Etsy profile always sourced? Okay, okay. So yes, it is invoked, and so we're going to um, echo path is path. Then onto Etsy profile.d uh, 10 dot dash add go to path. Yeah. Cool. So now everybody will get go on their path. Um, well, really, we should do path is quote all of this. Yeah. Path and then user local go bin. Hey, we have go. We should only do this if we don't have go. Um, go version. Yeah, image mismatches right now. We expected this, but we saw this. Now, it's subtle, but there is a difference. This is actually more crisp. The 2204 rendering is actually more crisp than the 2404, which is somewhat concerning, but Uh, okay. So we should rebuild the custom image now that we're doing other things. Slash. Uh, I must be tired because my fingers should remember that searching for trailing white space. But yeah, if we can install all those, it can run the tests. Now the tests fail because we've got a difference. But what we should do, in fact, is do a Go version uh, onto uh, Devinol. Go version. Wait, what? Not Go version. Wait, what? Why don't I understand how to bash? Okay, we'll just do Go version onto Devnol. If $huh isn't 0, then get go. Good. I don't know if I need to do this. Um, why would I want to do that? I would want to do that if, basically so that we're in the same state coming out, whether we hit this or not. So I'll leave it. We're gonna Podman build again. Then we're gonna tag it and push it. Well, I guess we already tagged it, right? Because Podman build tags it. Oh, that didn't work. How do I curl? Curl. I'm kind of embarrassed that I don't know curl up by heart, but whatever. Is it the dash C didn't work? So we should see. Where are we when we're doing this? Wait, what? Oh, I gotta tag it again. Podman tag localhost caffeine stalker IO caffeine storm rolling. Yeah, and then yeah, we got a different hash here. So happiness. Um, cool. So if I curl that, that worked. Cool. What? We need to follow redirects, don't we? That's why I prefer wget sometimes, because I don't have to like dash L. Yeah. I also prefer to do long arg names when I'm baking it into a script, because then you don't have to look up the docs to know uh, what it is. I should follow my own advice for the tar command as well. It's like dash dash directory extract file. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Let's not uh, try to type proper. Let's copy paste. Oops. Curl all that. Follow location. Uh, redirects Yeah, that looks more like it. Yeah. Shot 256. I don't want to get owned, so we'll we'll check it. Read checksums from the files and check them. Oh. You just read it from the checksum and it'll, yeah, okay. Because the file itself that you pass to dash dash check references the thing. Okay. Um, so we're gonna echo this onto go 1.43 SHA-256 sum. We're gonna curl it, and then we're gonna say SHA-256 sum check go 1243 SHA-256 sum if well, or echo 1 into checksum ailed aborting. I think we can do that, right? It's false or echo LOL. Yeah. Yeah, it exited the shell that we ran it in. Okay, good. Uh, okay. Podman build. Now we can run this script in the base Ubuntu image, or we can run it in the app.var image, and we'll only download Go 1.24.3 if we don't have a Go installed already. Now, that might mean that we're using different versions of Go, but Go is pretty good about not worrying about that. And look, the checksum was okay. We should really change this to Docker.io. And then I might purge the localhost caffeine storm haunts custom build image tags. That's fine. I mean, I guess that's a lot of bits to commit to the image. Maybe we can uh, clean up after that. Alright, we don't need that afterwards. Now we could also remove the apt cache and you know and move this out into its own step, but I can't be bothered. Um, we're not going to update this too often, I hope, and I'm not too worried about how efficiently we're using the build cache. Come on. What we'll do is we'll also encapsulate this as a script in haunts. Uh, maybe like run like ci.sh or something. Oh man, run. is dir name $0 cd here slash dot dot. Run from the project root. Um, is there, it does RM have a longer form? Exit. We could say dash dash volume. Um, dash dash volume haunts will mount the current haunts project on slash haunts inside the container. Uh, interactive and TTY, right? For an interactive shell with pseudo TTY. I don't know what that means, but that's what it does. Make test. CD haunts. Make test. Make test. Oh yeah, we don't have XCFB. What? No, we don't have Go. What? What did I break? Um, Interesting. Uh, it's bash. Snap XDG path. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of what that is. What do I need to export path? Oh, I probably do. Um, if we just set it locally, I don't think we export it. Even if coming in we export it. Okay. Let's try again. I'm gonna get more coffee. The one thing doctor's good for. Oh my god, it's so slow. Oh my god. My Linux VM. It's so slow. Hmm. Let's see profile. Yeah. If we can read the file and it ends in a .sh, we should include it. Um, profile or echo sad. Pardon me. Oh, profile D. Okay. For I in, let's see, profile D star sh do echo I. To container is etc profile sourced in an interactive shell. What? Yeah. Okay. So we should put it in etc bash rc. Fine. Um, okay. Echo export path. dash e slash n. Um, yeah, on to the end of that. Except rc bash dot bash rc. Yeah. All right, let's try to build it again. This is why we test, right? Like, um, that being said, all right, I'm gonna take a little break here. Alrighty, so let's push that. Push. Yeah. Um, it's a gigabyte. Yikes. Alright, so now we've got a nice way of reproducing the test failure on CI. Um, how do we fix it? um, I mean, I guess libopengl. Where does it load Mesa? Slash, this is the transitive dependencies, no? So we should have seen it if it's the thing. But yeah, I don't have locate. Web cities. There's a way to print out what version of Mesa you have. I don't know what it is offhand, but we can look it up. Find Linux. What version of Mesa do I have? GLX info. And really, we want to do an XVFD run. Okay. Type GLX. What did I just use? GLX info? XVFD. What provides GLX info? Provided by Mesa Utils. Yeah. XVFD run GLX info -b. Okay, this is the difference. Well, part of the difference. um, okay, let's make sure we've got our diffs uploaded. Yeah, that partner use Docker IO for hosting images. Not really. And then git add install build. Feature make install build dependencies. Install things that have their bundles. 2, in order to take a fresh Ubuntu image to testability. Not really TDD. Okay. Interesting. Mesa 23 versus Mesa 24. And I think the compatibility profile is the thing we want. Sorry, getting a call. Okay, I got to go pick up my daughter. Um, but yeah, we at least made progress here in that it's easy to run this, and now we see that uh, the Mesa versions are different, but also the driver is different. Um, I would imagine this is the thing we care about, 4.5 versus 4.6. So I don't know if there's a good way to override that or request a certain one or what, but we'll have to look at that another time. Let's leave a note for ourselves to that effect. Um, we've done that, yeah. So looks like a Mesa version mismatch. 4.5 versus 4.6 with respect to the compatibility profile, which is the kind of environment we're using with the driver. I don't know how to describe it or what the real words are for it, but we're using the compatibility profile. And what is it? Mesa 24. It might just mean we got to. It might just mean we have to download and build a new Mesa in CI. 23.2.1, 24.2.8. With respect to uh, to package version. Do we dare fetch and build Mesa to a pin